to even convince yourself, even if you have to like psych yourself out about it, that there is a silver lining in things, because there was a silver lining in everything that I went through.
I love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running.
What's up, YouTube? It's your girl Becca in the building. Whoop, whoop. I hope y'all are doing well. I am here in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm in an Air BNB. I'm in this cool clubhouse, which I will give you a tour of the whole place. It was an inexpensive one-bedroom Airbnb. We were able to get through the Georgia Rental Assistance Program. If you, in any state, they have rental assistance programs. Every state, every city, every county works different. Circumstances are different. We weren't necessarily a family that didn't pay their all their rent or something like that, and that's why we were displaced. Ours was from a tornado and a crappy landlord, which they watched my videos and hated on me, but like it or love it, baby. Love me or hate me. That's what it is. Love me or hate me. Either way, you're going to remember me. That's my saying. Anyways, like it or love it, whatever. I'm going to still film it. I'm going to still be me, and I'm going to tell my truth and tell my story. So here we are. Do y'all see a difference in me, y'all? I'm glowing. The glow up is crazy. Oh, crazy. So me and the girls were just chilling in the room. It's our third day here. We were watching my YouTube that just dropped last night from Destin on the big screen TV. It's starting to look like real vlogs. I'm excited. I'm very, very focused in on this. I'm going to do this full time, and it's super, super exciting. I found my passion. I found my purpose. It took me to get to grandma age to find it, but that's okay. I've learned a lot during this time. We were watching that video, and it's so crazy to see how exhausted I am. I was just spinning my wheels, constantly spinning my wheels. I was trying to be a mom, and I was trying to run a business and trying to figure out what my purpose is, and I was trying to eat healthy and be a better person and breed dogs, like all this stuff. And on top of it, I'm being in a home, out of a home, in a home, out of a home, and like so much trauma. It was just nuts. I kept praying and praying and praying and crying and changing. Like I told you in one of my previous videos, if you're not subscribed, go now, turn on the notifications, hit the like buttons. That way you get the full realm of the story. But it's just so crazy how far I've come, y'all. So crazy. So we had to move out of the house again. We got hit by a tornado, if you hadn't seen before. If you're new here, we got hit by a tornado. We got displaced 3 times, the third time permanently. And when I was displaced the second time, and I didn't know whether we were going to move back into the house or not move back into the house, Bridging the Gap in Noonan, Georgia sent me to fill out an application for Georgia Rental Assistance. And that's, I guess I didn't log back into the paperwork till I found out in January I had to move again. And then I finally signed it, but the landlord refused to participate because they did not want us staying in the house. The real estate market's nuts. I think they knew they could get more money from it, or whatever the case may be. They had a family member move in or something. I don't know. Anyways, they wanted us out of the house. So if they participated, they wouldn't be able to have us leave. So it was crazy because I got a call in March, and they're like, oh, we're going to help you. We're going to get you into a short-term rental. We'll help you with your moving expenses. We will help with your new place and all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, yes, finally a blessing's coming, a blessing's coming. And my portal would say, paid this huge amount of money, and then I never got it. And this went on for months. So I kept working every single day. And during this time while I'm working, Jalen has to travel with cheer. It's like cheer travel season. And then she was trying out at a high school gym, and then she's going into high school, and Jazzy's going to school, and I had to pack the whole place by myself. I got 2 pods. I filled up the pods, and I had to go back to my parents' house. And I thought that was the beginning of, maybe things were going to turn around, whatever. I think I'm have this money coming in. I'm making financial decisions because I have this portal that says my money's coming in, and nobody would answer my phone calls or anything. And I kept doing, the lights went on here. I kept doing research and research and research, and I found this wonderful woman in Columbus, Georgia, who put me in touch with somebody else who had who processes applications, and they finally got my stuff moving. So before that happened, though, it all went downhill. And if you watch my previous video, I was like talking about the spiritual journey I was on and this personal growth that I was going through and things like that. And I was like, I said at the end of that video, I said, I know more bad things are going to happen, but I'm just going to get up and come back stronger. And boy, did they. So I get moved out of the house, and it comes down to a cheer competition, and me and Jalen are not getting along at all. I'm sure it's extremely hard for her. It's very difficult regardless to be that age. I've done a lot of reading. Shout out to my best friend Heather Knowles for so many reasons. That girl's got my back on everything. But she's in nursing school, and she's so passionate about it, and she loves to learn. And learn, she if I have a situation, she likes to learn about it and teach me and stuff like that. She really enjoys looking up my medical records, which we're about to talk about my medical issues, and trying to figure things out. She's just really passionate about it. I'm so happy for her. She's came so far. She's such an inspiration to me, and I love you so much. I do. She's been there for me through thick and thin, no matter what. Never judged me, and I'm sure I'm so annoying because I've cried to her so many times about so many things and kicked and screamed and fought through life, and she's just always got my back. I hope everybody has one of her. So, not to leave my other friends out, there is a few of y'all, and I love y'all dearly, because if you have made it to this around in 2022 in my life, you have been selected. Absolutely, because I'm not letting people have access to me anymore. I will no longer put people in positions that they never should have been in to begin with. So if you are in my life, there's a reason. And I have learned through this process and this journey that you can't take everybody with you, and not everybody is supposed to be in your life. And when people show you who they are, you best believe them, because you better take them for face value. Don't wait till it's too late. Don't wait till they have already entangled you in their web and you have some codependency or whatever going on, or damage is done, because that will happen. And my next video, which I might record here tonight, just in maybe a different area, so spice it up for you. We'll talk about the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard case, which just finished, and my experience in domestic violence and stuff like that, and how I can relate. So again, last time I'm telling you, go subscribe, hit the notifications, because you're not going to want to miss what I got in store. So back to the story. I moved into my parents' house. Once again, we've got me, Jalen, and Jazzy in a room. And like I said, there's this one cheer competition, and I'm fighting with Jalen. I'm not happy with her behavior. Like I said, Heather was looking up some things for me and explained to me how her brain chemistry actually works at her age. And there's a lot going on for teenagers at this time. And this is my first time raising a teenager. I was very different than Jalen. Jalen is a lot more sensitive than I really realized. And I guess when I talked to her, I was being more aggressive. She's also coming into herself as a woman. She has a wonderful boyfriend. That was really hard for me to accept. And we were just butting heads. But I wasn't taking care of myself. And when I'm not taking care of myself, and you're not taking care of yourself, you can't take care of other people. That's a really big thing I've learned. Because poor Jazzy is, just stuck in the middle of all this and being thrown around, and doesn't have her room and doesn't have her toys, and so on and so forth. So me and the kids moved back to mom's. We're all in one room. We're fighting about this cheer competition. I don't want Jalen to go because we need to allocate those finances to getting into a new home, because I don't know when the money is coming, and I still haven't really gotten all the money from the rental assistance program. But things are looking up. So we were fighting and fighting and fighting, and I just kept working. And I'm trying to stay on this spiritual journey path, and I'm trying to brand myself, and I've got all these different ideas in my head. And Jalen's like, you got to pay this in cheer, and you got to do this, and you got to do that, and that, blah, 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 blah. Everything was just coming at me at one time. and I was so burnt out. Like when you look at those videos from Destin, that trip home from Destin, but in the videos, my eyes are so dark. I naturally have dark under my eyes anyways. It's been like that since I was a baby. But I was so burnt out. Like, I don't even know where I got so off track, how I got so lost in life. It's just so crazy. Like, I look like a totally different person. I feel like a different person. I've got so much peace. Thank you, Lord. And it looks like that my success just came overnight, but it didn't. It came through a lot of bad stuff. It came through a lot of bad stuff. And it came through a lot of hard work and a lot of change. And I know as I'm recording this, I may have a plan in my mind and God has his own plan. I learned when I make plans, God laughs. And I'm sure something else is going to come along. So me and Jalen are fighting about this competition. She goes, I stay. I was heartbroken. I had not cried like that since I was in a really bad relationship, and I felt like the person was leaving me. And it was a little, I should have put my foot down. I probably shouldn't have let Jalen go. I should have been the mom and said no, but I wanted her to be happy. Jalen goes on her trip. I just keep working. I'm just working. Making to-do lists, not getting anything done, running around in circles, not taking care of myself, barely eating, barely sleeping. And sure enough, I get sick. And one thing about me, ever since I was born, I have had a horrible immune system. I have not been diagnosed with anything specifically. However, say there's 5 of us and we get sick. I'm going to get the worst case of it. My body doesn't respond to antibiotics all the time. It didn't respond to the antibiotics or steroids this time. So it was like a cold or something. I thought it was allergies and Jazzy being in daycare or school. It's a Christian school. I love it. So nice. Shout out to Cornerstone because y'all are amazing. I love it. Jazzy gets sick and then I start getting sick and it won't go away. So finally I do like a telemed visit with my doctor, and I'm like, this time I can feel it. It's in my sinuses. I'm like, I have a sinus infection. Start the antibiotics and steroids. I'm on those for 2 weeks and it's still not going away. And I'm getting burnt out by this point. So I'm going to work and I'm having to leave early. I'm like coughing and sneezing, and nobody, ever since COVID, it's like the plague if you do that. I took COVID test, negative. And then I started getting other people sick in the house. And I got a good friend of mine sick. And then I got super sick and super sick. And then my body just crashed. And so I went to the ENT and I was like, something's wrong. They had to get me a wheelchair. My blood pressure was so low. They said my sinuses were completely impacted. Mind you, I've had 2 sinus surgeries. One of them, I was like, I don't know. I'm just going to guess. Maybe elementary school. My mom said I was on 11 different antibiotics before that sinus surgery. And if you've watched my videos, you know I had anaphylactic shock during a surgery. So my body just reacts weird. When we got hit by the tornado, the mold, I broke out. I'm allergic to the spurs on mold. So I don't know what that is, and I am on a journey of eating better. I'm trying to cut out meat currently. So I'm going the pescatarian route. I'm looking at a few blood panels. I'm definitely going to pursue an immunologist and just take a more natural path. Like, I've had an Amway business. I've been around it my whole adult life. Well, since I was 16, and I've had a business since I was 18. And I'm going to get back to using my products and selling them and things of that nature. My personal store is always in the link below, but I got to take care of myself for sure because I don't ever want to feel that sick again. So I go to the ENT, my blood pressure's low, and she's like, I think you need to go to the hospital and get a CT scan. You need some blood work, like something's not right. I get to the hospital, y'all. I get out of the car, and all I remember was like feeling like I was going to pass out, and I sat on the grass and completely fainted. I wake up on like the back of a golf cart, I guess from like the parking security taking me into the hospital. And at this point we were concerned that the infection's gotten sepsis. So they're putting 2 IVs in, they're drawing tons of blood, they do a CAT scan. I was not septic, my blood work was fine, which my blood work usually comes back fine. But we do know that I have something takes me down harder. Or maybe it's the fact that I just burn myself out. I don't know. I'm kind of learning. So when I got home from the hospital, I felt super weak for about a week. And then the depression kicked in and the anxiety, because not only am I in a bad financial place and my parents are retiring, I thought at this point in my life I would be financially helping them. Now they're physically helping me with the kids, financially helping me, completely taking care of my dogs, completely taking Jalen to her new cheer gym, because she cheers all the way in Marietta now. They're doing all these things for me, and I'm getting my dad sick. My dad wasn't doing well the last time we lived there, so it was just a horrible, horrible feeling, and I was seeing no end in sight whatsoever. And I just kept praying, and I kept reading, and I kept listening to things that were inspiring, and I kept in touch with my loves. I love you. You have been there for me through this time. And I picked myself up. I took Jalen to her gym, and I love her new gym. We're part of the Stingrays. I think that's what they do. Yeah, Stingrays family now.
You happy to be at your new gym?
You should watch this workout. Look, watch him do it.
They had a parent athlete meeting, and they had a sports psychologist there. He gave a motivational speech. It was just what I needed. I think I needed that gym as much as the gym needs Jalen, and as much as Jalen needs it, because their expectations are really high. And for Jalen, it's like cheerleading is not just, it's a fun thing for her. Like, she's very, very serious about it. And she likes that it's very strict. Like, they don't need us. If you want to do this, you have to show up on time. You have to be there. And we really like that. And she's doing skills that she's never done before. And it's just really exciting. And I'm so happy for her. And then I got home, and some of my money started coming through from the rental assistance program. And I had a great idea, since I figured out how the program worked a little bit better, that they would help us with a temporary stay. But there was like a cap on how much it could be. It can only be like $100, like the amount of the hotel room. And then once you get into permanent residency, if you keep recertifying and you qualify, then there really isn't a cap on the amount of rent. So I decided to find an Air BNB. Actually, this is how it came about. My hairdresser, she didn't have anywhere to necessarily do my hair, so I didn't want to bring her to my parents' house. Like, I already felt so guilty, and like I was encroaching on their space and things. So I was like, I can get a hotel room. I know I can, they'll reimburse me. And so I ended up getting an Airbnb. So I got my hair done. I'm so glad. And I fell in love with being downtown. I haven't lived back downtown since I was 16. And I went ahead and decided sorry, people have joined us. They're leaving. Hold on. Sorry, y'all. People walked into the clubhouse. It got a little noisy and threw me off track. I haven't lived downtown. Not since I was 16. I moved to Atlanta when I was 16, but I haven't lived down here since I was like 21, 22. Oh my gosh. I immediately got my spark back, and I got clarity. So a couple things that I've learned during this time is, like I said before, you got to take care of yourself. And what does that look like? It looks like eating better, reading, really getting... Okay. I had to relocate. Apparently you can't be in that area or the pool past 10. I didn't know that. I really don't like that. I'm not very good at curfews. Anyways, the lessons I've learned in all this. Taking care of yourself, like I said, number one. Because if you don't take care of yourself, you can't take care of anybody else. I also learned that I have to slow down. So the first night I got here, I ordered Thai food. I got myself settled in, and I learned to be still in my anxiety. So like one night at my parents', I got so anxious because I started going through files and paperwork, and to look at all the to-do lists and how many things I had put off was so overwhelming. And I would realize like how far back I came. When I looked in the mirror, I just didn't even recognize myself. Mind you, I'm sick, so I'm pale as a ghost and burnt out. And so I learned to go outside and walk. Like, I just would go outside and walk. On Memorial Day, I walked, and it started raining, and I just enjoyed the rain so much. You can check it out on my Facebook reels. Please, y'all, if y'all support your girl, because I want to do this full time. I'm going to start a podcast. I want to travel and vlog. I want to give you life hacks and money hacks and how I manage finances and how you deal with trauma and you get over PTSD and you get out of toxic relationships and situations. I want to share all my experiences that I've been through with other people, because I don't care what anybody thinks. And I love that about myself. That's one thing I definitely can give myself a pat on the back for. Like we talked about those Destin videos, when I just watch them, I have like food in my tooth and my hair looks horrible and I'm like, whoa, I look different, you know? But I am not so superficial about those things, though I am extremely, extremely hard on myself. I'm not as very insecure. Like, I just am not one of those kind of people. And so I will gladly take all my troubles and spill the tea and hope that somebody grows from it, you know, because there's no way I went through all these struggles for no reason. And that's what's made me realize, like, I realized my gift is my intuition. One of my gifts is I attract people to me, but I didn't know how to use it properly or the right people to attract. And I'm a really good communicator. Like, I never shut up in general. Even though I don't pronounce the words correctly, I don't know, I may not be a proper communicator in your whatever, in your realm of life. But when it comes to situations and getting my feelings out and talking to people, I'm really good at it because I have done so much work on myself. So much work, like I can't remain the same. So I've decided to slow things down. Like I said, I spent the first night by myself. Second night I went and got the girls, went to the grocery store.
What do you want?
So I'm trying to go pescatarian. My first grocery trip doing it. Well, I don't know if it's going to be considered pescatarian, but I'm definitely cutting out meat. That means salmon patties because the kids wanted cheeseburgers. What, baby? This? That's you don't need that. That's for salads. Yes, girl. Yeah. We've been enjoying time at the pool and getting outside. Like, the sun is so important. Get outside.
Yeah, we're at the pool. It's really fun out here. I don't know what to say. I don't vlog. But, yeah, we're trying to go to a festival. And, yeah, and my hair is crazy. Okay, vlog over. Pause.
But me just being around people who live different, being in a different space, dealing with my anxiety, really getting to, like, I'm so grateful. And if you were struggling, if you could get to a place to like think, to even convince yourself, even if you have to like psych yourself out about it, that there is a silver lining in things, because there was a silver lining in everything that I went through. Me getting so sick, me going to my parents' house. Had I not gone to my parents' house, my parents wouldn't have been involved in the conversations with Jalen, which would have never led to Jalen going to a new cheer gym, which is great for her. We love our old cheer gym. Nothing bad to say. It's nothing like that. It's just that Jalen takes it so serious, so she needed like a different type of program. But I realized, like, being downtown, like, I think this is where I belong, y'all. Like, I really do think I need to be somewhere where I'm around people and I can mix and mingle and I can talk about my channel. Everybody's been so nice. I don't know if it's because it's a small town or what, but like, people aren't as happy and they don't take care of themselves. And when I walk by people who are working out and doing different things, it makes me want to get out and do those things. It makes me higher my expectations for myself. The interruptions. Anyways, I don't know where I was, but I got to get off of here because the kids just came to get me. But I've learned to take my time so I don't make as many mistakes. And I've learned that, oh, I know what I was saying, the silver lining. Always see the silver lining, because you never know what good's going to come out of things. Like, there's a reason we went through everything we went through. And I really think my reason is to tell my story and to help other people. And I've learned that the journey is the success. Like the struggle and what you go through is the success, not necessarily the monetary value or what it looks like so polished on the outside, or that final result that you think you're looking for is supposed to be. And I realized that some days I need to just be a mom, and some days I need to just take care of me, and some days I need to go to work, and some days I need to work on business, and I can't do everything at one time. So I hope this video helps find somebody out there and helps bring some sunshine to their life. But peace, love, and chicken grease, y'all, and I'll talk to y'all later.